Teach Like a Champion Technique 7 Reject Self Report, presented by Uncle Dan's Homeschool Academy.
Hi, I'm Daniel Bowe, and we're going to be talking about retrieval practice today, which is technique 7 from Teach Like a Champion 3.0 in the Check for Understanding section. So first up, what is retrieval practice? And I think most teachers are unintentionally doing retrieval practice all the time, such that they're blindsided when things go wrong in their class because they're not using it. They don't realize that they're using retrieval practice, but they are. So retrieval practice is regular questioning on facts. You keep bringing back facts, the same facts again and again. Or it could be methods. What are the steps in doing this? We build more fluency. We build more automaticity with those facts and methods. And when done right, there are longer and longer periods between these retrieval periods. And that is based on the forgetting curve, which you see here in why are we doing retrieval practice. So the Teach Like a Champion 3.0 kind of weaves this stuff. This specific technique is much better dealt with in a book called Make It Stick. So if you're really interested in this topic in depth, I would encourage you to go read Make It Stick. But the takeaway is that we forget fast. We forget what happened really quickly. In a lot of cases, by the time the kid did walk down the hallway, they forgot half of what's in your class. And by the end of the day, when they're doing their homework, they're having to try to remember what happened in your class because they've got a lot of other stuff going on. Everybody has a lot of stuff going on in life. And it is efficient for our brains to quickly forget things that aren't going to come back and not worry about. So if we want to bring that stuff back, want to have it quickly available, we need to train our brain to retrieve. And one important thing that we've learned recently is you need to forget. We need to forget. And then we need to have that struggle to remember, to access those memories so that we can build those pathways to those memories and make the pathways to those memories stronger so that they're more retrievable. So you can see the forgetting curve here. This one is off of Wikipedia. It's in the public domain. We immediately start forgetting about half. It says about half. There's various measures, but certainly at least half of what we learn within 24 hours. And if we, at 24 hours, if we stop and remember, we get reset back up to 100% there, which is that first green line. And then our forgetting happens more slowly. Now, they have us on day 2, day 3, day 4, but this is not actually the way in most cases you'll do it. Most cases you'll do it on the first day and then maybe on the third day. So the goal is to hit somewhere close to 50% forgetting. So if you can see that second line, which is the first green line, hits 50% at about 3 days then. So that's the time when we want to play that. And then it would be the second green line or the third line here, which forgets more slowly. We'd want to wait until that gets about half, which is 5-6 days from here. In actuality, it's about a week. So that's why most memory training programs, which in a lot of cases are flashcard programs, have this built in. So they'll teach you something in one day, and then they'll push that flashcard off until tomorrow. And then after tomorrow, you'll wait until 2 days or 3 days from then, and then you'll wait a week after that because the forgetting happens more slowly and more slowly. And then eventually you're being reviewed once a month, once every 3 months, and it never really stops. It just exponentially decays that teaching, right? The students do forget quickly, and we need to remind them, not just remind them, they need to actually engage in the memory. We can't just tell them the fact again. We have to ask them to remember the fact. So that's one of the things here is when we're going to do retrieval practice and we want to put it into our classroom, we want to intentionally plan that. What did we do yesterday? What did we do 3 days ago? What did we do 7 days ago? I need to plan that stuff into my unit plan. And this is one of the reasons why I like actually my favorite way to do a unit plan is in a spreadsheet, and I'll have one column for each day. Then that allows me to have a row that's specifically on retrieval practice or something else. And then I can pretty easily program this stuff out, and they don't have to do lesson plan by lesson plan. I can do row by row. How are my objectives going to progress day by day? How are my daily assessments going to progress day by day? So the same way I can do this retrieval practice. How is my retrieval practice going to progress day by day? And I think that a lot of teachers are already doing it, but they're not actually planning it. right? It just happens organically in a lot of classes. So we have those math facts coming back and recycling, or we have the phonics if we're teaching reading, or we have history facts if we're teaching history, or we have the way to write a topic sentence and supporting sentences if we're teaching the basic writing. So there's lots of things that recycle like this, but they're not intentionally planned. Yeah. So as I said earlier, when it doesn't work out, the teachers are blindsided. They're confused about why. We need to choose our times based on the forgetting curve, as I mentioned. We can use that retrieval practice to extend or synthesize or combine, stretch it. We can take things that we're doing today and take several things that we've done previously and work to retrieve all of that and synthesize them into some new methods. Especially use cold call pepper. Pepper is not in this edition, I think. If I remember correctly, it's not in the 3.0. But that's a staple of the earlier editions. Show me, all of this stuff is great for getting recall. And we need to make sure that when we're doing retrieval practice, that we avoid breaking the momentum of our class. So even if we have a special time allotted to doing retrieval practice, we make sure that we're using bright lines or push the pace or something like that to keep the apparent pace up, even if the questions are not necessarily that rapid fire pepper, you know, ask 5 seconds, ask another one 5 seconds. We may have a turn and talk for 30 seconds, but it needs to feel like you're still moving and not your class, and your class has stalled in the middle. And definitely don't use it haphazardly. Like I said, we need to plan the times to be most efficient at this. We need to plan the times that we bring stuff back. So definitely follow that rule. After one day, after 3 days, after about a week, after 3 weeks or a month, bring them back that way. Okay, so this has been retrieval practice from Teach Like a Champion 3.0 Technique 7 in the Check for Understanding section, where I'm going to be doing videos on these over the next couple of weeks. I'm Daniel Bowe, and I appreciate your time in watching this video.
Thank you for listening to Technique 7 Retrieval Practice from Uncle Dan's Homeschool Academy.